Hi everybody, happy Labor Day if you are watching this video from the United States. Today I want to ask the million dollar question, what I consider to be the million dollar question, and that is, are you where you are supposed to be? It's an interesting thought, I guess you could say. It's an interesting concept. Recently, I've been doing a lot of studying. I've been doing a lot of reading and listening to, people who I consider to be great minds. And one of the things that I'm constantly coming across is my the fact that I have control over my current situation, whatever that situation is. There are some things that you don't necessarily have control over. I believe it was Jim Rohn who said you have to take responsibility for yourself. You cannot change the circumstances, you cannot change the wind, you cannot change necessarily all the things that happen around you, but you have absolute control over yourself. You can take charge of yourself if you want to change a particular pattern or results. And one of the things that we as human beings are fond of doing is blaming external forces and blaming everything else for our situations. Now, granted, there are some situations that you don't have, you can't change certain things that happen to you, but like I've said on my blog before, you can absolutely influence or control how you react to those things. And then your reaction to those things that happen around you is what then determines whether or not that situation remains the same or it changes. So my question is this: are you where you are supposed to be? Do you feel that you are where you are supposed to be in life? Do you feel that you are where you desire to be or where you are destined to be in life? And some of us have that mentality of, it is what it is, whatever will be, que sera, sera. And all that is good and fine, if you live in a jungle like Pumbaa and Simone. But the reality is, yes, sometimes things will happen that you have no control over, like your current circumstance in life, your current situation in life. You're probably working a crappy job, complaining every day and wondering, is this where I'm supposed to be? You're probably, in a relationship and you're asking yourself, is this where I really am supposed to be at this point in my life? And that question is a very good question to ask yourself. And it's not one that you want to answer casually. It's a question that you want to actually sit down and reflect over. You want to think about it before you answer that question. Because if your answer to that question is no, then what do you intend to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you sitting down waiting for somebody to change something for you? I believe it's been said the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. And a lot of times that's what we do. That's what we do to ourselves. So ask yourself that question in the still of the night or in a quiet little corner. Go sit down and reflect and think about it and ask yourself, are you really where you are supposed to be? Because, my friend, if the answer to that question does not satisfy you, then you need to be getting up and going out in search of answers. You need to go on a quest to find out where you're supposed to be, and if you are where you're supposed to be. And if you are not where you're supposed to be, then you need to start asking questions on what can you do differently to get you to that destination, to get you to where you're supposed to be. And don't let anybody ever tell you, that where you are. Don't let anybody tell you where you're supposed to be. Don't let anybody tell you who you're supposed to be. That's a question that you need to sit down and think and ask yourself, are you really where you're supposed to be? And if the answer to that question is no, then get up and stop being lazy, stop whining, stop complaining, do something about it and make a difference in your life, and possibly you'll end up making a difference in somebody's life. So I encourage you today, go and sit down and ask yourself that question. Are you where you are supposed to be? That's the question that a lot of millionaires had to ask themselves in order to change their life, to become who they are. And that's why I call it the million dollar question. So go sit down and ask yourself, are you where you're supposed to be? And really think about whether or not you are on the right path, you know, to get into where you're supposed to be if you are not where you're supposed to be. And I wish you love, I wish you success. Again, happy Labor Day if you're in the United States, and happy Monday if not. And I will talk to you later. Thank you. As always, of course, share this vlog, share the video, put a comment if you have any feedback, and like the video and share with your loved ones. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.